much for joining me today. My name is Emily Bolton, and I am a CPA certified tax coach. And in my last video, I mentioned that we would have a discussion on entity selection. It really is the #1 question that I get asked, and it's oftentimes when new prospective clients come to me. They're starting up a business, and they need help and guidance on what would be the appropriate tax platform to operate from. So it can be simple, but it can also be somewhat complex. So let's see if we can't tackle this in the most efficient way that we can. It comes down to 3 primary components. First off is how many people are involved in the business. If it's one individual, then a sole proprietorship is an option. If it's more than one person, then obviously a sole proprietorship is not an option, in which case you'd be looking to a partnership, a limited liability company, or a corporation, typically an S corporation for small businesses. The second component would be liability exposure. Home-based businesses that provide services or consulting or affiliate marketing, those are generally speaking very low or no liability risk oriented, and they make very fine sole proprietorships. When there is concern for the liability exposure, if there's some, then a general insurance policy can adequately cover that exposure and very cost effectively as well. Now, when the exposure increases, and it would increase, or it would be there with employees, partners, real estate, storefronts where people are coming and going, or where you have a lot of assets or capital investments into a property, then you would probably be looking to form an LLC or a corporation to get the kind of protection that you would need. But again, I'd love to refer you to seek legal counsel and get that understood better. It's always a wise thing to do, is to seek legal counsel when you have questions or concerns when it comes to liability protection, particularly your particular state or how best to handle that. And the third component has to do with net income. So generally speaking, small businesses that are starting, they often are in loss situations. And sole proprietorships are the best entity for losses because they're the easiest to access those losses. You don't need to be concerned about basis limitations, and that's a big topic, not for this particular video, but so losses and sole proprietorships, they go well together. Low net income would be another sole proprietorship situation because the next best or the next most widely used entity for tax purposes would be an LLC with an S Corp election. Now there are other options, but generally speaking, that's the most other widely used selection. At the low income level, the sole proprietorship and the S Corp, they perform the same. One doesn't offer a greater tax saving than the other. So that breaking point where the tax savings can be derived from the LLC S election, that gets complicated because it's so fact set determined. So we're going to leave that for another conversation, another video. But for now, let's just kind of cut it off there and let me go into a recap for you. Sole proprietorships, they account for 87% of small businesses, and for very good reason. Principally, they are so easy to set up to operate and to terminate if necessary. They're so cost efficient. There's not a lot of costs associated with it, whether we're talking accounting or state fees. They're really quite cost efficient. And also, they allow the owner to put the greatest amount of energy and focus into the business purpose, into the income producing activities. And that is very good, particularly when you're starting up and you really do need to get that income flowing. As regards to the tax reporting, it's quite simple. It's just another schedule on your 1040 tax return each year. So that is easy, and it also is a cost savings. So I think we've already covered the other aspects. They're really best for the single individual. Could be a husband and wife. Although there is a different treatment for husband and wives. There's that qualified joint venture, but that kind of mucks things up, and we'll leave that for another discussion. But that's a very important one, and that one I should cover for you. But again, sole proprietorships are great because so many home-based businesses are low to no liability risks, and they're great for the income level that you often see with small businesses. Hey, I hope that really helps you. It is so much my heart to give you value, and I appreciate you giving me time and allowing me to begin making some videos and getting comfortable in front of a camera. So for today, thank you, and God bless. Have a great day. Bye.